Daedalic Entertainment is back with another of their masterfully crafted adventure games. This time, they're borrowing from a well-established and well-loved universe, The Dark Eye. Originally published in Germany in 1984, The Dark Eye became the most popular tabletop role-playing game in the country, outselling even Dungeons & Dragons. With such a popular and successful background, the universe utilized in Memoria could hardly fail to be interesting. Indeed, the intertwining tales of Garon and Saja are laced with bits of lore which serve to enhance the atmosphere. Later segments of the game practically bombard you with religious iconography to recognize, which the lore fiend in me loved. Unraveling the mystery of Memoria was probably the most enjoyable part of the world's history in my opinion, and luckily that arc becomes quintessential to the final chapters of the game. An important thing to note about point-and-click adventure tales is that much of the focus is on the story. 90% of the experience really leans on the narrative, and so it's hard to rank the game in an objective fashion. I will take a brief look at the puzzles, however, in an attempt to examine the mechanics at play. Throughout Memoria, players will control both Garon and Saja intermittently. You'll approach puzzles from a different angle depending on which character you're playing as in the moment. Each one has different abilities. Garon has limited magical abilities, and the focus will be more on trickery and cleverness. Saja has a wider range of spells, which encourages experimentation with the environment. A problem I had with both characters is that certain puzzles didn't offer a whole lot to push me towards a solution. I often relied on the in-game hints, but for a few segments there are multiple things the player must deal with, and only one hint available. This made it pretty tough to maintain interest through some parts, because it forces the player to revisit every object or person in a room to make sure nothing was missed. This sort of puzzle isn't my cup of tea, but die-hard fans of the genre probably won't mind. On to the story. Each character has a cast of supporting characters to go along with them. In Garon's case, I actually found his companion Nuri to be far more endearing. Their quest felt most genuine when Nuri was making a little quip or helping out somehow. The English actress for Nuri was also very talented and well suited to the role. Garon was nothing to complain about, but his occasional whining made him hard to connect with. I actually found Saja and the staff to be similar. I liked the staff more than I liked Saja. I think the voice actor for the staff had a lot to do with that because his delivery felt very genuine, and in general he has an appealing voice. In any case, I preferred Saja's story throughout most of the game. The archaic wonder of her time period felt like it was tailored to adventure games, and most of the thrilling discovery happened when she was in charge. Both sets of characters had really interesting relationships, which helped even the weaker characters be interesting. The two things that really tied the package together for me were music and environments. Daedalic is known for their hand-painted, incredibly gorgeous scenery, and they haven't stopped their brilliance on that front. The musical choices in past games have also been fairly good, but I found the soundtrack to be perfectly cinematic in Memoria. The music that accompanies the final monologue sent chills down my spine, and hearing the main theme over the credits wrapped the whole experience up nicely. I'm always excited to get my hands on another of these works of art. Daedalic isn't finished with The Dark Eye either. They've already got another title in development, which I'm very excited to talk about when the time comes. If Memoria is any indication, it seems Daedalic has really hit on something great with this new setting for their games, and the popularity of The Dark Eye in Germany indicates that we could see a great many more forays into Aventuria in the next few years. Here's hoping. Let's recap. Memoria features a slew of puzzles, some good, some frustrating, all adventurous. Characters are the main focus. Some of them are really great, and their relationships felt genuine at the very least. The universe is fascinating, and I can't wait to explore it more. Music and environments were both gorgeous, which is par for the course with Daedalic. For these reasons, I give Memoria an 8 out of 10. If you liked this review, feel free to check out the rest of my channel. If you really liked this review, you can say so in the comments and I'll blush intensely. Thanks for watching.